Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Pioneers and the Antlers, and it's coming up next.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today, we begin the divisional round with a tremendous matchup. It's our visitors and our home team. So glad you're having us in for this divisional round matchup. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. Partner, playing in front of the home crowd. That is something you get when you're the #1 seed. A week off to prepare. Now a playoff game in your building. It's that age-old question. What do you think? Rest versus rust?
You know, I think if you ask the coaches, Mike, they would kind of go back and forth, but it is no question. With players, they want that #1 seed, they want that bye, and they want to be sitting on their couch during the wild card round watching everybody else beat each other up. You factor in that rest. You factor in getting your legs back under you and getting some guys back, maybe who were out some previous weeks, and you're playing in front of your home crowd. That's every team's dream to start the season, and it's exactly what we got here.
Playoff fever in the air. It's the first of 4 this weekend. And off we go in the divisional round. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They're led by their quarterback out of Ohio State, first-round pick Justin Fields.
Winning in the wild card round, certainly an accomplishment that this team should be proud of. But Mike, if he wants to take his team to the championship round next week, he's going to have to lead by example and play a mistake-free game against a team known for capitalizing on their opponent's mistakes. Yes, you have to be aggressive. You have to be willing to take some risks. But those risks have to be calculated, because if you get reckless against this group, you're going to be flying home and you're going to be getting ready for the offseason.
He keeps it himself. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
Mike, the defensive line rush plan is critical when you're playing quarterbacks like this. You have to keep him contained in the pocket, because the second he gets out of the pocket, we can see what happens.
And he's going to be brought down behind the line. This defense fired up to start the game. It'll bring up fourth down.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Third and long. Fields now. Out wide. Here's Jefferson. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down. The Pioneers sending out their punt team. Back deep, the dangerous Jamal Agnew. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. Led by their quarterback, the 6th overall pick in the 2020 draft, it's Justin Herbert.
Mike, I was watching the news this morning, and people were tailgating before the sun even came up. I mean, these fans have been waiting for this one since the moment they clinched home field advantage. That excitement, it's translated into a ridiculous hostile environment. I mean, it's clear the support of this entire city right now falls behind this team, and with that comes a lot of pressure. If he's going to lead his team to the championship game, he has to stay level-headed through this chaos, because if he's able to do that here, I really like their chances of playing next Sunday.
Play clock has expired. You're not going to get this one off on top. Shotgun now for Herbert. That caught Tony Pollard. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. They'll run it with Tony Pollard. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. The catch. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. But this is taken in by a teammate.
And I feel like we see this so often, Mike, especially with how good these receivers are after the catch. They're so eager to pick up that extra yardage. Sometimes they don't completely put the ball away, and with how good these defenders are at knocking it loose, pretty fortunate on that one. His teammate was there to prevent that from being a turnover.
He'll look for Pollard out of the backfield. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Up the middle, here comes Pollard. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game. Sending a receiver right. From the gun, it's Herbert. Open man, he's got Agnew. Good result there after the penalty. They get the yardage back and then some. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. The tight end Kincaid in motion. Throwing now is Herbert. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. They send him right out of the slot. Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay. Out of the gun, they give it to Pollard. And he'll move this ahead for about 4 yards. Kenny Moore there to make the play. 2nd and 11. On play action, now Herbert. He's going to keep it himself. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage. But that's all he can get out of that one. Throwing is Herbert on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation. And for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
Elliott's kick is good. And the Antlers are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll send a tight end in motion right. They go play action with field. And the rush too strong. They're in there in a flash for the sack.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Open man, he's got Boyd. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down. From the shotgun, it's Fields. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
That's a really good effort on third down, just trying to make something happen. He did well to get what he got, but it's not enough for a first.
Here's Torrey Taylor now. And he's on to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. Taken at the 19. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Antlers offense ready for their second possession. They were able to turn that opening drive into points. 3-0 our score as they start again with a first down. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. The tight end Kincaid in motion. Here's Herbert. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass, nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. The tight end Kincaid in motion. And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game. The tight end Kincaid in motion. From the gun, they'll give it. It's Pollard. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. One quarter down in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. 3-0 is our score. More after this. You're watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. The tight end Kincaid in motion. Short throw there, pulled in by Musgrave. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield. So that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game.
And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
This is already a little better than the first time they had the ball, Mike. Remember, opening possession, 3 and out. Showing some signs of life here now. Nice pick up there by the back to pick up the first down.
Play action now. It's Herbert. He connects with Jordan Addison. Herbert. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They went for it all on that.
Now Dave Canales has reached for the red challenge flag, and they'll get a second look. They're looking both at the feet to see if 2 were down, but also whether or not he had full possession of the football when those feet were down. So that challenge, a successful one. The extra point by Elliott is good. And the Antlers are out to a 10-0 lead. And back to work goes Elliott after making the field goal. He'll send this one away. On the return, here comes Evans. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Pioneers offense ready to take over once again. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with 1st and 10. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. On 1st down, they'll start with Mixon. Room to run at the 40. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up 1st downs without having to get to 3rd down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
They bring a tight end in motion left. Off the play action, here's Fields. No chance at all. He'll go down.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we'll see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. The motion man is Boyd. Fields now on 2nd down. That's deep, looking for Boyd.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. They need to say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half, putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase 1st downs. Let's chase completions. Just start building something small. And oftentimes when you take that approach, it snowballs, and next thing you know, you find your groove. They pick up a nice chunk play there through the air on 3rd down, but it's not quite enough to move the chains. Now the question is, how aggressive is this head coach willing to be as he tries to extend this drive?
They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. The Antlers offense and running back Tony Pollard going to take over once again. Here's 1st and 10. They'll need to get something positive going right away here. Ball starts inside their own 1-yard line. And the defense thinking they have the safety here, but the spot is just outside the goal line. Good play, but no 2 points. Now Herbert throwing on 2nd down. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. And they're going to move this all the way up near the 35-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, The quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
They run it straight ahead with Pollard. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. The tight end Kincaid in motion. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost him 5. Receiver in motion, going right. On 2nd down, here's Herbert. He'll get this out to his running back. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Herbert to throw. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Every time a quarterback is sacked, everyone kind of looks around at the offensive lineman like, oh, come on, guys, pick it up. I don't think this was on the O-line at all. I think the quarterback is holding on to the ball too long. You know what they say, Mike? Sacks, those are quarterback stats.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Pioneers offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
He's going to run it. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting 1st downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. The motion man is Boyd. A 1st down throw for Fields. And that is incomplete.
Pretty clear coming into this game that this offense felt that they had a distinct advantage running the ball. It was a matchup that they thought all week went in their favor, and so far the results indicate that they were spot on.
He runs with it. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
There is his tight end, Disley. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Fields. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
You can't beat a running quarterback. Gain of 16 and a 1st down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
2 minutes remain here in this 1st half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. On 1st and 10, Fields. That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Now Fields. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Fields. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack. So now they'll send out Evan McPherson for this field goal try. This one from 49. McPherson's kick is good. And the Pioneers are on the board just before halftime.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Antlers offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. He gets this to the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. He'll try and get there on the ground. Now another timeout called by this offense. They have 1 remaining, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this 1st half. On 1st down, Herbert. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Shotgun now for Herbert. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. From the gun, it's Herbert. He'll try to run for it. So, we've reached halftime here in the NFC Divisional Round matchup. As we're off to Orlando, going to check in with Jonathan Coachman, who's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. One of these two teams is going to move on to the conference championship. We'll get it back to you two in just a moment. But first, let's take a look ahead to tomorrow's other divisional round game in the NFC. And it looks like we've got a good one in store, as it's going to be one heck of a battle, that's for sure. Meanwhile, in our game, we're set up for a terrific 2nd half. So to find out who will advance to the NFC title game, let's send it back out to Mike and Greg. The 2nd half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. On the return, this is Jalen Reagor. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Antlers offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. They'll begin with 1st and 10. The drive starts. It's a carry by Pollard. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Second down and 8. Again, it's Pollard. And he'll weave his way down close to that first down. Going to come up just a little shy. It's going to be third down and short. They'll try and run for the first down with Pollard. And it looks like he's going to have that first down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on third down. Now Herbert on the bootleg. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down. Draw play. Here comes Pollard. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half, and he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
First and 10. On play action now, Herbert. That's left side, caught by Musgrave.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on time. They motion the slot man left. Throwing now is Herbert. This one is caught by Addison. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. Oh, a bad time to run out of time. They don't get the playoff on third and short. So now, after the penalty, a much tougher prospect to convert. It is third and 9. Now it's Herbert. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
You find yourself trailing coming out of the halftime break. Your defense is going to start on the field. And, man, what a great way to get this half started. Keep this game within one possession, get the ball back to your offense, and see what they can do.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Pioneers offense ready to get back at it. And, look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it. Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down. In motion, it's Jefferson. From the shotgun, it's Fields. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. The Pioneers send out their kick team. he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This brought in out past the 20. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. They'll give it to Pollard to start this drive. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Now Herbert. Pass downfield is caught by Brown. 17 yards on that connection. And that will be a 1st down.
And this quarterback has a reputation for being one of the faster quarterbacks in the league. But what I loved here is, yes, he used his legs, but he remained a passer for as long as he could and leads to a nice pickup.
Herbert now on 1st down. A throw on the move is caught. And they finally catch up with him, but it's a big play, taking it into the red zone.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Tight end motioning left. On the give, it's Pollard. He's down inside the 10. A gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. To throw is Herbert. A short throw caught by Kincaid. And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Dalton Kincaid. Touchdown, Antlers. Elliott now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Antlers move out in front by the score of 17-3. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The visitors' offense getting set to get back to work. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Back to throw is Fields. He connects with Disley. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. One of the tight ends motions right. Fields now to throw on 1st down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. 3rd down, 3 to go. In motion, it's Jefferson. That's to the left side and taken in by Downs. And he will have the 1st down. He caught it short of the line to gain, but knows right where that marker is, and he's able to pick up that 1st down. tight end on the move left. They go play action with Fields. Now he'll run.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on first down.
And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4. To throw is Fields. Pass right side to Downs. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. First down. Fields. He's got his man, Jefferson. One quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. Now a second down throw for Fields. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And
he's got his big tight end. Will Dissly, touchdown Pioneers. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
McPherson, good on the extra point. And the Pioneers are able to cut into the lead. It's now 17-10. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. This will be returnable for Rager. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The home team's offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. Set to go now on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Herbert. That's over the middle to his tight end, Kincaid. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. The tight end, Kincaid, in motion. Throwing, Herbert. He'll look for Pollard out of the backfield. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Herbert keeping it on the zone read. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. First and 10, and they give it to Pollard. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game. They'll go back to Pollard on first down. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Back to throw. Howell. To the middle of the field. Taken in by Addison. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. Man in motion is Brown. Howell. Now a screen. Here's Pollard. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Motion man set right. To throw is Howell. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Now a 3rd and 2. They'll throw with Howell. That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Dalton Kincaid. Touchdown, Antlers. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score. And before the try, remember, it is a touchdown. All scoring plays are reviewed, so replay will confirm this one before we do anything else. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Evans. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. That's quickly out to Jefferson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Fields. Looking middle, and he's got downs. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
It's not a coincidence, Mike, that the best offenses in the NFL are all excellent at yards after the catch. It's a combination of a few things. A highly accurate quarterback and the ability of the scheme to get open players in open space. Once you do that, the rest is up to them.
That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Now he'll run it. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Throwing is Fields. They try to work the screen with Mixon. Good-looking screen play there. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too...
And he will score. Game on. Josh Downs. Touchdown Pioneers.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. But if you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate, and great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. Jamal Agnew now to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Slot man in motion right. Throwing is Howell. He's going to tuck it and go.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Now it's Howell. He's got this on target to Addison. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. On the ground, it's Pollard. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Here's Howell. To the left side here. Caught by Addison. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
And that is incomplete, but now a penalty flag comes in late. He might have been caught with his hands in the cookie jar. Running here, it's Pollard. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. They'll put a receiver in motion right. Play clock nearly expires as they set up to throw. Taking off. That is a gain of 22. And it sets up 1st down and goal.
What I like the most here is just the decision that when he wants to be a runner, he commits to being a runner, and he's able to weave his way downfield, pick up the 1st down, sets up 1st and goal.
They'll run here. It's Pollard. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. 2nd and goal. Man in motion is Brown. Now this time they'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Looking for that final yard. It's 3rd and goal. He's going to try to do this himself. And waiting, no signal. He did not get in. And that's going to bring up 4th and goal. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage. And back to work goes Elliott after making the field goal. He'll send this one away. On the return, here comes Evans. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and quarterback Justin Fields make their way back out. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and we'll try to sustain it here down the stretch. Here is 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. They'll try to set up the screen here. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Now another timeout called by this offense. They have 1 remaining. We'll talk things over before 3rd down. Off the play action, here's Fields. That's deep, looking for Boyd. This pass deflected and caught. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Now the offense will use their 3rd and final timeout. Clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. From the shotgun, it's Fields. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it. This crowd doing everything they can before 3rd and goal. That's going to be incomplete, so no help there. And we're likely down to a final snap.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
And it's going to be some points here at the finish line. This is a touchdown. They've fought till the end, but still will come up short. Greg, that is a dream for a quarterback and a receiver. Give me time to get open, and they do for the score.
I don't care who your secondary players are, Mike. You could give me the best 5 defensive backs in the league. You cannot stress the coverage for that amount of time. You have to get after the quarterback, so hats off to the offensive line. They did their job, and quarterback hung in there, and he found himself 1 for 6.
So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They are moving on. As the #1 seed, the victory means they locked out another home date next weekend as they look to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.